I am affectionately known as a sponsor mole. The sponsor program is at all of the service academies, and they look for local families that will take in plebes.
Sir, the mission of the United States Naval Academy is to develop midshipmen.
They have no freedom, no nothing. They get a few hours of liberty on Saturdays. So the sponsor families give them a place to actually not be yelled at, to just relax. If you get a good sponsor family, you may stay with them all 4 years. For us, we're forever. My first sponsor daughter came in 1998. So it's been over 25 years. I'm not married, I don't have any children, but I've raised almost 150. And that's what they've told me.
This bleeds summer, okay?
Sometimes there's things they tell me that they're afraid to tell their parents. But they know if they talk to me, I'm gonna give them fairly similar advice that their parents would. But I also know more about the life they're living and what they're going through, what the day-to-day is like for them, that their parents may not have that because I'm around it all of the time. I don't pretend to be their mothers, but I'm their mom while they're here. There's a story about one of my sponsor sons that I'd like to share with you. His name is Ford Shaw. We're starting here because this is kind of funny. This is one of the first photos of Ford that was ever put up in here. And this is from many years ago. And I didn't realize they were going to put them up on the walls. I was thinking they would be at a booth and I could lunch with him. And I got here and they were at the side door and by the restroom. And then I realized he liked that because not everyone could eat at that table, but everybody goes to the restroom. Okay, so this is him and that top one is him. The funny thing about the top one is that's the closest he could ever get to actually growing a full beard where the mustache and the beard come together. This is an early one as well. This is one of his early, this may actually be his first deployment. Yeah, you can see what a baby face he has here. So that was his first deployment after graduation. So he was a grunt for a number of years, but always wanted to be special operations. And that's where he ultimately made his way into the MARSOC team. The restaurant had really felt like Ford was one of, I'll say, the stars of the restaurant. We come to eat, his friends, his classmates, and all come to eat with him. His sponsor family comes, his family when they're in town, his fiance. We would always come for any reason. So this became our family section. Now this, on the back of this lacrosse helmet, he played club lacrosse, but the lacrosse team from Navy had his name put on a helmet and donated that to be with him because he was loved lacrosse and playing. On here, this is the patch from the Raiders and their coins. This is a flag he wanted flown because there were a lot of Marines on that deployment, but there were only a certain number that had gone through the academy, and he wanted to make sure that everybody knew he was one of them. And the restaurant was kind enough to have this made because so many people asked about it that they added this piece that shows he was born February 9th, 1984, and we lost him on March 10th of 2015. And below it, it says, never above you, never below you, always beside you, which is the credo of MARSOC. We don't forget. We're a family forever.
Ford was living his childhood dream. He was a special operations team commander, making a difference in the world. After he died, hundreds of Marines, past and present, descended here in Basking Ridge from around the globe to pay their respects. So while his life was cut short, he's not defined by his death, but rather the impact he made on the world in the years that he had.
So when this wall was put up, the Gold Star family wall, that was really special, and they asked if we could donate a picture of Ford for this. And in this case, I wanted to have him with his absolute true love. Lindsay and Ford were meant to be together forever. That is the day she pinned Captain and he pinned her. She is now a lieutenant colonel in the Marine Corps. Having his photo on the Gold Star wall, I have to admit, is one of those things that kind of makes you remember that he's actually gone. When you look at this, you realize that the bigger picture, like Valerie was classmates with Lindsay. This reminds me that he's gone. This is cool because people that don't know him come in here and can respect what he did. They just know one thing. They don't know who he is, but they know he gave his life for this country. I would describe my service, I guess, as serving those who serve. Well, my advice about service actually comes from my mom. She suffered from chronic volunteerism, and I inherited it. So, you know what? You can sleep better at night if you know you're just doing something for somebody else. And there's no payback, and there's no nothing on the other end. There might not even be a thank you, but just know that you did something good for somebody else in the world, and you sleep better.